All right. We are back. And it is time yet again to deal with some WMMA action. I enjoyed the main event. I don't know about anyone else. Also enjoyed Miranda Maverick against Barbosa. Luana Carolina Pudilova could have been a little better, but let's talk about it. Regardless of the entertainment value, let's just talk about it. Let's start with the main event. Let's start with the main event. Amanda Lemos gets stopped by Verna Jandiroba. You see the title, Make Way for Verna Jandiroba. Now, why did I title it like that? Why did I title it like that? Well, let me give you an example from some, random, I guess, popular YouTuber. Why do I say that? Well, I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to what is said here.
Now, this is a tricky one. Actually, a tricky one to predict. Verna Jandiroba's all right, And Amanda Lemos is extremely powerful. And I do kind of want to pick against Jandiroba just because I don't want to see her succeed. I don't want to see her in general, but I don't want to see her succeed in the division because she's ruining everything.
Now, I believe that he is not the only one who feels this way about Verna. I believe there are several men who are not excited over the fact that Verna might fight for a title, that Verna is at the top of the division, that Verna is one of the fighters that they have to look at repeatedly. I know what he said here was harsh in the minds of most people. I get it. Fact is, I believe it's a popular narrative, not only among the guys. I believe there are also some females who are disheartened by the presence and success of Verna Jandiroba. Heavens forbid Verna wins the title or even fights for the title. There are going to be a lot of disappointed people out there. They don't like the way Verna looks. If she was hot, nobody would have any complaints. Again, this modern era is heavily dependent on looks, attractiveness, and this is just how it is. Now, these words, let me play that again because it's pretty deep.
Matchup. So I'm going to side with...
Wait. Sorry about that. It's pretty deep. And the deep part about it is that it's a popular narrative. It's something that most people don't want to come out and say.
Extremely powerful. And I do kind of want to pick against Jandiroba just because I don't want to see her succeed. I don't want to see her in general, but I don't want to see her succeed in the division because she's ruining everything.
Okay. Now, let's just call it what it is. That's verbal abuse. It's verbal abuse. From a guy who, speaks out against people like John Jones because he's an abuser of women. But this is also abuse. This is abuse to women. Verbal abuse. You have physical abuse. This is abusive. Because when you look at Verna as, it's not only abusive, it's a letdown. It's a failure on part. The testosterone has failed. Because in a man's sport like this, the legitimacy of the sport is paramount. Verna is needed right now in that division because Suarez is an excellent opponent, but Jan has already lost to the champion. Lemos already lost to the champion. Andrade badly lost to the champion. Had Lemos beat Verna, that would have eliminated a potential fresh opponent who could be on a nice little win streak before she fights Weili Zhang. That's good for the division. Also, when you go beyond Verna, you run into Marina Rodriguez. Do y'all really think Marina's got a chance? Do you think Marina will even fight for the title? Probably not. Mackenzie Dern, interesting, but she's inconsistent. So is Amanda Ribas. And when you're dealing with Verna, you're talking about a former Invicta champion as well, and a fighter who actually stopped Lemos. That's a very nice feather in her cap. No reason at all to not welcome her emergence into the top 3. None at all. Her win streak, Angela Hill, very experienced fighter. Marina Rodriguez, very dangerous. Lupi's formidable. I think it's impressive to deal with Lupi and beat her decisively. And she gets a stoppage over Amanda Lemos. Okay, no reason to hate right there. Her loss to Amanda Ribas may not have been a good look, but Amanda Ribas is very tenacious. And I believe if Amanda Lemos had Amanda's tenacity, she would have had a better chance at winning that fight. That's my personal belief. And Verna might just be getting better. Okay, she may be a totally different fighter now than she was when she lost to Amanda Ribas. And it's kind of interesting, she lost to Mackenzie Dern. And she's had a lot of UFC fights. She's very experienced in UFC. But lost to Mackenzie Dern, no reason to hate on that. People are just hating because it's Verna. And Verna is not hot in the eyes of most men. Now, I don't know about any. I think that's needed right now. And men should be all for it. If you're against Verna, I don't think you're thinking through this. If you want a hot chick to have the belt, then the good thing to do, the best way to get that done is to have her defeat a fighter who's looked at as a villain, somebody who you don't want to have the champion. I guarantee you, if she get the belt, Verna will bring more attention to that division because there's going to be a whole bunch of men hoping that some hot chick come through and take her out. And if that happens, it's going to accentuate the victory of whatever hot chick that's able to defeat Verna Jandiroba. That's a fact. Spitting up the facts right now. Let's say Verna gets the belt and makes 5-6 title defenses. That's a scenario where the men have nothing to gawk over. Nothing to get off on. And let's just keep it real. And Dana White knows this, and he's actually fixed this into his thing. A large part of women's presence in the UFC, based on the intention, I suspect, of the UFC, is sex appeal. Sex appeal. They somewhat sell sex in WMMA. It's exactly why they told Tatiana Suarez, she mentioned it as well, how the guy, the photographer told her to show some cleavage or something for the camera or something like that. That's part of what they sell with that. So if they have a fighter like Verna as the champion, and then here comes some pretty chick, come take her out, that'll be a more significant victory for that pretty chick than it would have been if she would have beat another pretty chick who was the champion. And I know the champion now is Weili Zhang. Say what you want about Weili. Weili is cute. Wei Li is one cute Chinese lady. But let's talk about the fight. I believe that in order to beat Verna, you have to be very confident in your stand-up. Even if Verna is able to take you down, for as long as you are in the fight, as long as you're not haven't been stopped, you need to maintain an active and confident striking game, or else you're just playing into Verna's game, if you ask me. She want a pot shot. She want to look for an opportunity to dive in there and take you down. Especially if your stand-up is formidable. Amanda Lemos' stand-up is very much respected. If you look at Verna's previous fights, she's not, she's more active offensively against other opponents. Verna respected Lemos' offense, her striking, and Lemos is showing a lot of respect to Verna, mainly trying to avoid being taken down, and that nullified Amanda Lemos' offense. So right away, I thought Verna had the advantage with how slow paced it was, pot shotting from Amanda Lemos. And I think I mentioned that this is a tricky fight and it's hard to predict who will win. But I knew that if Lemos wasn't able to stop Verna, it would just be a dangerous, very dangerous fight for her. But look, Lemos looked strong. She had a few good moments, but she gets out-grappled. It's the second time she got out-grappled by Weili Zhang. And, she had her moments down there on the ground, though. She is pretty strong. But this was Verna's night. Again, consider the experience for Verna. And again, y'all better get used to how she looked, man. You better just put her face on your wall or something, because it's possible she snags that belt, makes a few title defenses. And if you ask me, she's pretty clever with how she wears her hair. It's in a way to where, it's a good fit for her. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fit for her. And look, I was talking about her fighting in the UFC before she even came to the UFC. Why? Because she had a respectable record in Invicta as the champion. You see, these dudes, look, man, you got enough booty and hot chicks everywhere in the UFC. Why can't you show respect to one good fighter who is not seen as attractive? You don't respect the craft that much. Listen, man, I got too much respect for the sport. Got a lot of love for these fighters. And that most definitely trumps a chick here and there that might not be a heartthrob. And if you ask me, for a woman with, I guess, a lazy eye or whatever, Verna's cute. She pulled it off. She knows she keeps the short hairstyles, keep it curly and all that kind of stuff. She cute for a chick with a lazy eye. Huh? Take that. And I'm dead serious, because she knows that she would not be as attractive if she had long, flowing hair. Very clever in how she got has always worn the perfect hairstyles for her face. And again, she had a pretty nice smile. She's not a difficult fighter to look at. Y'all just goofy. You're goofy and a bunch of virgins, if you ask me. But like I said, I want to put emphasis on this. That is what I wanted to happen. Because again, now let's just say Weili defeats Tatiana Suarez. Then what fight could we possibly look forward to? A rematch between her and Amanda Lemos? That was too one-sided. Too one-sided. I don't want to see a rematch between her and Yan Xiaonan or Jessica Andrade. Andrade's not doing that good anyways. Verna was because understand too, strawweight is fizzling away. As far as appeal, excitement, flyweight has taken over. I didn't want to see the strawweight division just get that much more dull than it already is. She a fresh face, and understand too, Verna, I believe, is in her prime. She's 36 years old, which is probably why she's already crept up the rankings. 36 years old. So, like it or not, she's here to stay. And another interesting thing is how so many wrestlers and grapplers are now at the top. Weili reformed herself, and I consider her largely a wrestler, grappler, jiu-jitsu chick. Many of her fights, Weili is more reliant on her wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu. You're seeing it more and more. She putting heavy emphasis, on her wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu. We all know about Tatiana Suarez. She is that chick. I mean, just straight up wrestling, and her jiu-jitsu is dangerous. It's always a high possibility that Suarez submits you. Yan Xiaonan, look, good fighter and all that, but I don't think she can hang with these wrestler grapplers. She can't hang with them. Neither can Amanda Lemos. Jessica Andrade, no. We needed Verna. We got her. Make way for Verna Jandiroba. Now, okay, this is Verna's record. I mean, how many UFC fights is that? Look at the experience here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And got a lot of UFC experience, man. It's funny, too. She lost to Carla Esparza. And Carla's coming back. So, strawweight might be getting interesting. Let's say Verna has more success. Let's say her success continues. Then just to lose it to Carla Esparza? So we'll see what happens there. Now, moving on. I was looking forward to this fight between Miranda Maverick and Barbosa. I was very excited about this fight. And I felt like it was about to be one of those, exciting, memorable fights. For whatever reason, I can't find many images. There's not that many available photos of the fight. But Miranda Maverick, I believe, is starting to prime. She's starting to reach her prime. Now, I don't know how many of y'all were aware of this, will keep up with WMMA, but she had an interview. Can't remember who it was with. And they asked her about her opponent switch. Remember, she was supposed to fight Tracy Cortez tonight. Tonight was the night Tracy, right, was supposed to fight her. At least that's what I believe. Something like that. But Tracy was her original opponent. And it switched to Barbosa. And she was asked about it. You know what she said? She said, I'm focused on the top of the division. And when I read that, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Painting yourself into a corner. Now you got to live up to those words or you're going to get clowned. Happens every time. So I'm like, okay, you better come deliver, Miranda. And I felt like she delivered. She was confident because I thought she had a dangerous opponent tonight. Barbosa got power, and I thought she had more power tonight. I still think Barbosa has more power. And I thought even as a striker, Barbosa's dangerous. But Miranda was mad confident, and she looked bigger. She looked bigger than Miranda. Right? Got the Wesleyan high five. You said Verna beat Lemos, who Tatiana dubbed. Weili versus Verna and Tatiana versus right. Yeah, Verna, and again, Verna being a former Invicta champion, she gave up the title to come to UFC. Nobody took it. And right now on the 4-fight win streak, let's see what she can do. But no, Miranda was confident. She was confident, and her confidence grew as usual. I was impressed, even though I think it was a ugly win for her. It was an ugly win because she was getting touched up on the feet. And it was almost like she had to do all that laying and grappling, hold her there, maintain top control position. Because Barbosa was kind of a dangerous striker. Dangerous striker. But look, the Barbosa, her wrestling, grappling, just not on that level. I don't see her moving up the rankings. No, because remember, Miranda was out wrestled and grappled by Erin Blanchfield. And she just handled you like that. So, but I was thinking that Barbosa had a good chance of hurting and knocking Miranda out. Before this fight, I felt like, look, Miranda can get stopped. You know, it can happen. Because Barbosa is powerful. Them Brazilian girls known for their strength. But Barbosa lacks confidence in there and activity. Another thing, Miranda Maverick, for all you girls who might fight Miranda, if you are a pot shotter, you're going to be at a disadvantage against Miranda. One thing Miranda got is smooth combination punching. She got no problem throwing 2, 3, 4, and they are released smoothly. Smoothly. And I'm pointing this out because I feel like Barbosa had the more powerful single punches. But she was overshadowed by a very consistent combination puncher, striker. So, like someone else, I think it was maybe Combo Breaker. Shout out to all the content creators. I pretty much just turned into a fan of the content creators, and I tune in to listen to them speak on fights. Said that Miranda had more experience, and she looked more. That's what it looked like in there. She looked like the more experienced, more polished fighter. But I thought it was a good chance that Miranda folded and made herself look stupid by making those comments. What do you mean you focused on the top of the division? That's exactly what you're not supposed to say. You know how many girls have made an idiot out of themselves by talking like that? They ask you about your upcoming fight. A fighter, mind you, who is a replacement. Somebody you've had a short period of time to prepare for. They ask you about, hey, you're your opponent. And you say, oh, I'm focused on the top of the division. Now, apparently, Miranda was promised the top 15 fighter. Right? Remember, she was supposed to fight Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez was number 11 at the time. Miranda Maverick is not even ranked. She's not even ranked. This was supposed to be Maverick's opportunity to defeat a ranked fighter and break into the top 15 and at a comfortable position in the top 15. She was going to go from unranked to number 11 had she beat Cortez. That's why I was disappointed with that change. So yeah, Tracy Cortez, no more spoiling her, man. She got her eyelash knocked out, man. This has to be the end of catering to Tracy Cortez, man. Let's do that. But yeah, she looked more experienced. Barbosa, I've always complained. I complained before about how she seemed unsure. She hasn't primed. She's not confident in her skill set. Now, she's not the only fighter like this. A lot of them are like this, where they don't let it out. They're not confident with what they're able to do. So they're sitting there staring at their opponent, dancing around. They're not confident. It just seems like they having issues with their mental game in there. Mental game. Remember, most of this sport is about thinking. Right? You cannot be dealing with emotions. It's going to be very difficult for you to perform. But yeah, she has defeated. So after the opponent switch, Maverick went from possibly defeating a number 11 ranked fighter. Now she about to fight another unranked fighter. So you better not lose. You know, it's like, okay, so now that she's defeated Barbosa, but if she would have lost, you know how stupid she would look? We're talking about, I'm focused on the top of the division. You about to fight this heavy-handed chick with spinning back elbows and stuff. And you not even paying her no attention? I thought she was overlooking Barbosa, at least based on what she said. But that's like common tough talk by fighters. Oh, I ain't even worried. I'm focused on the top. I'm too good. She's not on my level. So I'm like, okay, even if you win, Miranda, you better look dominant. You got to look dominant. She won, unanimous decision, right? But it wasn't a pretty victory. She was getting touched up. On the feet, she was starting to get touched up. And she was starting to fall back. She was falling back in the cage, taking shots straight to. And where's the head movement? If y'all go back and look at that, Miranda, when a punch, especially straight punches coming, she sits there and cringes, like, and braces her face to absorb the shot. There ain't no movement back as she gets hit. You know, at least have the upper body swaying backwards or to the side. It looked like she braces her face to absorb a punch. Yeah, listen, man, and this is very common. Very common. Y'all need to get y'all's fighters off the center line. That needs to be heavily focused in training every single day. They have to be doing that without thinking about it. Miranda's in excellent shape. Don't tell me she can't move her upper body. That should be her muscle memory at this point. You be bracing, getting punched. Y'all, I know y'all seeing this in sparring. Because that's the kind of head movement you going to need if you want to get up to the top of the division and fight people like Alexa Grasso, who is more fluid, who will be tattooing your face. Right? She is a combination striker herself. She's in there bracing your face to get punched. But the thing is, Miranda won this with her, wrestling, I guess, right? But it looked like she still has things to work on with her striking. Do y'all think she's ready for even to beat Erin Blanchfield now in a rematch? Do you think she's ready for a Manon Fiore? Manon, who's looking crazy good right now. I recently we rewatched her fight against Rose, and there were some moments she was putting it on Rose. Manon is a fearsome fighter. Everybody. And who knows, man? We might see her beat up some chicks bad who we didn't think would get beaten up bad by her. So we don't know what's going to happen. Another thing, look at the ages of the fighters at the top. We always got to pay attention to that. Because then we'll find out when these fighters actually start to prime. How old is Manon? She's fairly old. Shevchenko in her mid to upper 30s. Same for Manon. How old is Alexa Grasso? We about to see. We about to see. Let me see here. Alexa's in her prime. No doubt. No doubt. Okay. Born 1993. 30 years old. Wow. And she's still fairly young. Aaron, very young. Macy, yeah. And Rose is now ranked. And with Rose in the division, this is a crazy division, man. Because you're thinking Rose not supposed to fight Valentina at all. Right? And I wanted to see Rose against Macy Barber. Now, what is going to happen with that? They need to just go ahead and make it. If you ask me, just make it. I was not looking forward to her against no Tracy Cortez. But compare Flyweight. There's a never-ending list of potential opponents for Alexa Grasso. It's not the case with Weili Zhang. And ain't none of them fighters trying to move down to 115. That's another thing. And there's no atomweight division to feed the strawweight division. It's more difficult to get potential opponents or top contenders, interesting opponents for the strawweight division. That's the thing. That's why you need to appreciate when one emerges. Verna is that chick right now putting in work. Y'all better put some respect on her name. You understand? And when was the last time? Okay, let's see here. Weili couldn't stop Amanda Lemos. Can we talk about it? Now, those who don't want to see Verna up at top of the division, y'all definitely don't want to have this discussion, right? Weili Zhang could not stop Amanda Lemos. Say it loud. Verna did. Oh, you don't want to get me started. Hey, Weili Zhang against Verna. I like it. I like it. And the thing is, she might get a title shot. She might not have to fight nobody else. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, man. Now, if Verna take the belt, no telling who's going to take it from her. So, yeah, Verna saved the night. She saved the night, man. Don't go hating on Verna. But Flyweight is crazy. The way Flyweight division is taken over as far as intrigue, interest, competitiveness is really, really crazy to me. Because just a little while ago, you wouldn't even thought of comparing Flyweight to Strawweight. Strawweight so much overshadowed Flyweight. It was historic. Historic. Now, if you ask me, it's not even close. It's not, especially at the top of the division, not even close. Shevchenko's still there and still, looking good. Manon, Aaron, Macy Barber, Rose. I guess Andrade's still ranked over there. You got Catlin, Natalia Silva. I mean, all through the top 15. Tyler Silva still undefeated in the UFC. You got Araujo, Kareem Silva. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. And now if you now insert, because I suspect she's going to get ranked now. I'm thinking they're going to get Casey O'Neill out of here. Replace her with Miranda Maverick. And I think Miranda, she was ranked at some point in the past too. So Miranda primed. Let's just say prime. She looked good to me in there, man. If you ask me, it was the confidence, willingness to be active, step in the pocket. Okay, she just need to work on her defense, like big time. And look, Jesuda Vicious ain't looking that bad. She a lot more confident. Compare how confident Jasmine is to Barbosa. Barbosa got a serious confidence problem. And I feel like if she was just spaz out and let her offense go, she'd be dangerous. These chicks would be worried. You don't want nobody confident like that. Miranda was just a dripping wet with confidence up in there before the fight started and all. So yeah, but over here, look, Carolina is now re-ranked. Carolina. Now I ain't trying to throw shade at Carolina, but man, 115 is no longer in charge. Now it got one of my favorite fighters down there, Luciendo. We'll see what she can do. Right now, I think she on fire. I like watching her fight. She got real juicy punches too, where she will clobber a chick's face real good. Jillian, I like Jillian there, but it's like she has a weakness somewhere. Of course, it's her stand-up. Well, let's see what she can do. It's 115. We'll see what she can do. Tabitha Ricci still look good. I think undefeated still right now. Or has she lost? Let's see, Ricci. I know the guys. Yeah, lost it. I thought she had lost. Pretty good win streak, though. Especially to be in the UFC. That was a pretty good win streak. So who knows? She might ease her way up the ranking. And if she does, it'll make flyweight look better. It'll only help, especially at the top. That's what you need right now. Some of these fighters down at the bottom to actually make a run. Move up the rankings. As well as Yasmin Jauregui. I think Yasmin's 125. Again, another fighter at 125. She's not even ranked. So yeah, 125 is where it's at. How long? Because Alexa's still young. Still very young. How long will she hold on to that belt? We will see. Now, I know nobody wants to talk about Luana Carolina. But, fact is, she's on a 3-fight win streak. And we might someday see Luana Carolina ranked. And I'm sure nobody saw that coming. But she defeated Lucy. Lucy, again, did not show up. Sometimes, she don't fight the way she used to. Lucy don't fight. It's right. Go back, especially. Well, that was at bantamweight against Irene Aldana, but she don't fight like that no more. She's not this crazy chick, that goes and spazzes out. And she was not able to wrestle and grapple Luana Carolina. And that's one of the tactics that Lucy likes to use, especially if she can't deal with you, striking with you. She likes to get you down, start wrestling with you. Wasn't able to do that. And Carolina's real awkward. Way more awkward than Pudilova. And she just awkwarded her, I guess you could say. Shout out to Renee, my man Marquise up in the building. Maverick is improving, yeah. She like she's improving. But the thing is, what I'm seeing, or what I suspect she's improving, her confidence is improving. Confidence is improving. There was an exchange in that fight where Barbosa threw a punch. I think it like hit her glove or whatever, but you could hear it. You could clearly tell her punches had more power and force than Miranda's, and Miranda wasn't shook at all. I was impressed with that. Like, okay, willing to walk towards her, step in, initiate contact. I was impressed with that, and managed to. Now again, it was not pretty, and it also, you could see she didn't want to deal too much with her stand up. But that's the thing, Barbosa's stand up is not all that great. It's not her stand up is not all that great. So, what are you gonna do when you're faced with a fighter with much better stand up? We will see. But hopefully she can get herself together, because she's very athletic. She's in real good shape. Talking about Miranda Maverick, and still young. She could possibly bring some entertaining fights. She can keep her head on straight. But you can tell how much fighting depends on your mental strength. It's crucial to be mentally strong and in the fight. Show up each time. Be consistent. Don't be on, then be off. Make sure you're on at least 95% for every fight. You're not always going to be in tip-top shape. I understand that. But you got to figure it out. You just got to figure it out. Now, Luana Carolina, I don't know what the guys. I don't know what the guys think about Luana. I think Luana is a pretty woman with a nice, bubbly, pretty smile. But I'm a black man, and we tend to have different tastes sometimes. But I don't think that she would be seen as a heartthrob in the UFC. I don't think she would benefit from pretty girl privilege like they do or tend to do sometimes in the UFC. If she's going to move up through the rankings, it's going to have to be genuine. Genuine. She's going to have to get it in blood. We'll see what she can do. And look, I don't know how much of an issue it is, but that hair, man, I don't know how she does that. I'd have been cut that off, man. But hey, kudos to her. Okay, that's flyweight. She looks huge as well. It's crazy to see her making 125, to be honest with you. And on fight night, she looks like a giant. But I think those girls up at the top are hurt. Remember, she got knocked out by Molly McCann. Molly Molly Gatekeeper McCann beat the brakes off your girl. But currently, like I said, she's on a 3-fight win streak. Or have I mentioned this? I meant to if I didn't already. Currently on a 3-fight win streak. And we could see her popping up. And she had a stoppage. That's a very unexpected from Luana Carolina. Lord. Barbosa going to learn? How old is Barbosa too? I meant to find that out. Let me see if she got a Wikipedia. No, she don't. I want to see how old she is. Because she seems young. She seemed like, oh no, she's 32. So if she get better, it'd just be based on UFC experience. She had to do it like that. Because she's probably the fighter she's going to be the rest of her life already. We'll see though. But I can't say that. But it'd have to be based on the UFC experience. Right? Let's see here. Okay. Both Verna and Lemos 36, right? Miranda Maverick dominated all 3 rounds with Barbosa. Yeah. And Miranda Maverick, another thing with her combination punching. Although she was getting punched, she got punched a few times, she clearly won exchanges where she threw combinations and Barbosa didn't. And that happened in several spots. When I saw that, I knew right away this is going to be either a unanimous decision or stoppage for Maverick. That was the thing for me. Barbosa got more power, but because Miranda got better combinations, she got better striking than Barbosa. So yeah, they got to work on that. I've been preaching that for years. Gotta put the shots together. Maverick still. You say Maverick still don't impress you? Yeah, it's like I hope she's still improving, because she still gotta make some improvements. But she seemed more flat-footed a little bit in this fight. She seemed more, especially at the beginning of the fight. She almost seemed willing to exchange, and they almost seemed like they was trying to see who could throw what better. Here's your head kick. Okay, here's my head kick. Here's your right hand. Here's my right hand. I thought it was kind of heated at first when the fight first started. It's just that when Miranda Maverick run across a fighter that's a strong grappler, she in for it. If she can't depend on her wrestling and grappling, and you got advantage striking, that's when she's usually in a lot of trouble. Barbosa was not right. I think she tried to arm bar, she tried to high guard, she wasn't getting nothing done on the ground, and she seemed like she just couldn't get up. That was crazy. Say JJ Aldridge flinches the same way, right? Yep. Yeah, I talked about that too before. Said nobody is ready for Manon Firmino. Yeah, she's looking good, man. And look at Manon's record already. It's pretty impressive. She beat Rose, former champion, beat Erin Blanchfield. Who else she beat? Let me see. And I'm thinking she's probably gonna fight for the strap next. Especially has that fight been made between Shevchenko? Even if that happens, whoever wins, I think no more rematches. Y'all gonna have to fight Manon. Whoever win that fight, whoever Alex Grasso fight, they're gonna have to fight Manon. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Erin Blanchfield, Rose, Catlin, Jennifer Maia. At least that top 4. That's a pretty good run. But you also got Mayra Bueno Silva, Tabitha Ricci, but still, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak. 7 fight win streak. At relatively the ranked fighters. It's pretty much, Silva wasn't ranked. Well, I can't remember. Was she ranked? I know the last 4 were ranked. Yeah, strong run. She got to be next in line. Because, okay, let's go back here. yeah, there's nothing else to do. Macy, and I don't know what Macy doing, but watch her. Has she called out Manon yet? She's trying to skip the line right now because she knows she needs to defend her spot. This is what I don't like about Macy Barber. Macy Barber is trying to only move up and nothing but up each and every time. Even if she don't look that good, she need to defend her spot. You need to defend her spot. And I want to know if Rose is going, like, who do you think Rose could beat Alexa Grasso? Like, what does Rose want? A lot of people were disappointed with her performance against Tracy Cortez, and a lot of people enjoyed her performance. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And I still think Macy is chubby. She's chubby at the weight. She's chubby at the weight. And Tatiana Suarez, another thing. Will she make a good champion? Can she stay healthy enough to fight, let's say, twice a year? How many people think that's possible? How old is she? She's 33 now. She can't afford to be this inactive. What's going on with her? Her last fight, August 2023. March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, almost a year now. At age 33. So hopefully she can come back. I think she got a good chance of winning that fight against Weili Zhang. I don't think that's impossible. Yeah, good chance of winning that. But if she does, how often will she fight? That's the thing. Right? Another thing. After that fight, Miranda looked beaten up. Because that third round was a mother. Barbosa knew she was down, and she was letting off some things. And she was catching Miranda. So that's another thing. We've seen Miranda fade in the latter rounds before. Remember Macy Barber? Wasn't it Macy Barber? Had that big third round against Miranda. Got the decision. A lot of people thought Miranda should have been given the decision. I scored that fight for Miranda. But because the third round was so big for Macy Barber, they gave it to Macy Barber. And I thought that you saw a little bit tonight in that third round. And when she was looking kind of, tired, like you see here after the fight, I'm like, yeah, it was a rough third round. So how's she going to perform in a 5-round fight? She's a big girl. You clearly see she has the muscle roundness of a dude. Her muscle bellies are full. And they are just as round as a dude for the most part. I would say like a low-level weightlifting dude who just, started weightlifting maybe 6 months in. So she might be one of those fighters that gas. And even in the 3-round fights, we've seen her out-grappled. Can you imagine? Or at least by Aaron Blanchfield. Not just Aaron Blanchfield. Remember, though, also Taylor Santos gave her that work. So we'll see if she evolved. I think that's her biggest hurdle. That's her biggest hurdle in my book. Getting through and having stamina and not fading. Oh, you missed the Verna fight. Lemos up there, man. And I could see Lemos fighting until she like 45 years old. She seemed like one of those type fighters. So I heard she stopped Lemo. Yeah, she stopped her. Yeah, Verna. I wouldn't argue against title shot if they wanted to give it to her. Looking at the lack of options for Whaley right now. You know, in UFC, they'll make Verna have to get through Suarez. Yep. You just watch. They're going to put some hurdles in front of her, which would be crazy because we know if she was hot, if Verna was hot, she'd be getting that title shot. Said the fight, Bipolar said the fight was a fluke. UFC has too many racist fans. I don't think the majority see her as eye candy. No. Nope, she had to make it up just like Verna. Verna been putting in some work, man. She hasn't gotten many or any handouts that I know of. Scroll through comments. Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, the UFC is a haven for like the 4chan racists. They flock. They're huge into UFC. But the thing is, white guys, especially a lot of the suspected white supremacists, they love Asian women. They're crazy about Asian women. So, you know, Asian women is one demographic that wouldn't have any problems getting pretty girl privilege. As it is, Cortez gets pretty girl privilege. It's a real thing, man, with WMMA. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it because it seemed like a good chunk of both genders approve of it. I would like to know, honestly and genuinely, how other female fighters feel about Verna being a champion. How they would feel. Can you imagine? A lot of these girls applaud and cheerlead other female champions when they're attractive. Would they do the same? Would they feel just as, proud? Because a lot of fighters are proud to have a strong champion. You remember they were saying that about Valentina Shevchenko, that they, feel honored and they feel like a strong champion legitimizes the division. Forces everybody else to step their game up. You know what I'm saying? But would it be the same with Verna? I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe not. But, she could be a historic champion. Get the belt and be a better champion than any of the other champions. You have to respect it. Like, at what point do people start to respect her? What did she have to do? Like, let's say she stopped her next 10 opponents. You think men and women alike will ever truly rally behind her? You know how some fans live vicariously through their favorite fighters? Do you think they'll do that with Verna? So sad, man. Sad. And I would imagine UFC wouldn't be, excited about promoting her. So, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about with WMMA. It's just a hurdle that's going to be there forever. Nothing you can do about it. Fans, but some racist fighters, Paulo Costa. Yeah, you see that Paulo Costa, he overt racist, Paulo Costa. Let me see that. I'm going to pull it up. Is it still up? Man, Dana White. See, that's the one thing about Dana White. He capitalizes off overt racism. But Well, yeah, he cashes in on it. He wants the 4chan crowd. Is it still up? Yup. What is up with the caption? What a fuck nigga legend. What? What? And now, then you look at the photo. It's Donald Trump in black. I guess it's black. It's blackface. This was how Paulo Costa digitally made Donald Trump blackface. Just black in the image and gave him gold teeth and bling. This, and is he getting canceled? And look at the likes. Let's see who liked it. Mackenzie Dern. So yeah, you know, politics, and it's too bad because we don't get a genuine sport. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just this. There's other circumstances where fighters get the Conor McGregor privilege. You don't get a genuine sport, and it's the same with boxing. You don't get it. The only time you get a genuine sport is when you're dealing with genuine sports. Basketball, football, you can't deny a ball going into the basket. There's no confusion there. Yeah, you lose, you lose. You're not getting no decision. Ain't nobody decision, nothing. Nobody's asking for your opinion. Nobody cares that you value headshots more than body shots. A ball going into the basket is a ball going into the basket. That's why those sports will always be world-renowned, respected, legitimate sports. Okay? Mainstream, through and through. That legitimizes the sport. And that should serve as motivation for fighting organizations to keep their sport legit and on the up and up. Because most of these decisions that are bad decisions, it shouldn't have been no confusion about who won or who lost. You know, they talk about how there's always room for human error. Nah. At this point, they just use that as an excuse. The girl, what's the girl? The twerker, Aileen Perez, has also had a hilarious moment here recently, right? She told Holly Holm that, what did she? Let me see if I can pull up her. She told her, she called out Holly Holm. Oh, you can see her best friend is Paulo Costa. And told Holly Holm that it could get dangerous for her fighting. So she's calling out old girl's leftovers, Kayla Harrison's leftovers. And she was talking about fighting Kayla Harrison. I know y'all remember that. Kayla Harrison came out and said that she would fight the twerker. Now, another thing, Aileen Perez has claimed to have revived, what is it, 145 or 135 or whatever? No. Now I admit she has made a character out of herself. You know what? I take that back. But you see how much she's relying on sex. 442,000 followers. And she gets clout based on her following. And it's all sex appeal. I mean, she's not that dope of a fighter. And she has the following of a champion. No doubt. There's nothing you can do to stop this. If she got the belt, do you know how happy, how satisfied dudes would be? Even though she's annoying, and just outright, she's the type you wouldn't want to be around. Always sticking her butt in your face like you just a dumb, a brainless caveman, right? All distasteful, but that's what dudes want. That's what they respect. That's what they want to look at, and that's just how it is. Do we need to look at Verna's following? $47,000. 47,000. My. So I don't know, man. It's about to get interesting. People are gonna, she was training with Lucindo. Absorbing those punches, you better be careful, Verna. Lucindo, yeah, she could potentially fight. Oh, man. So, yeah, sorry, dude. Sorry, fellas. You know, they do not appreciate the emergence of, sorry about that. They do not appreciate the emergence of Verna into the top 5. I get it. And I'm saying I get it because Dana and the UFC, they do use sex to sell WMMA. They do. You have men try to deny it, but they play on your instincts. If you're a heterosexual man, you can't help but it's going to have an effect on you seeing half-naked women fighting. They also say violence also is associated with the part of your brain associated with sex or something like that. So yeah, I get it. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Verna goes on to make history. Boy, she will have to make 10 title defenses. For her to get true respect, she got honestly, fighters like Verna, to get respect, you need stoppages. Now, if she got stoppages each time out, I guarantee you, men would appreciate her a lot more. That's when, our appreciation for the sport would take over. She has to overperform. She got to overperform to be appreciated. You think, you think Holly beats Aileen? Aileen just got... She's a pretty strong wrestler. Seems like she hits hard, too. If she catch you, she clobber you, pretty good punch. Okay, yeah, sadly, unfortunately. Dion is a black Brazilian. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Have they made this fight yet? The last I heard, I need to find this out before I close this out. Is this fight made yet? Wait a minute. Nelson Grasso would be the coach. Okay, so what? Okay. No, it's not made. That's a problem. What's going on? Why isn't this fight made yet? I'm about to find out right now. What? Miranda Maverick explains why Grasso versus Shevchenko 3 is not needed. Yeah, it's not. It's not. I didn't know she said that. I agree with her. Yeah, we need to move on. But you got to be worried for Grasso. She's in she's in the Shark Tank. She's in the Shark Tank. I think she's surrounded by a lot of fighters who can beat her. Valentina calls for fair game. Alexa Trilogy. We fought on Mexican. Oh, this is what I don't get it. If anybody knows what the holdup is, because it's supposed to have been announced by now. The trilogy was supposed to have been announced by now. Anybody knows what the holdup is, please share it with the rest of us. You say she is stinking. Right. Right. I'll fight again. Yeah. I want to see her fight somebody else. Hey, don't have 3 fights just back to back. And I always thought that, if a fighter wins the first 2 fights, at least let them have a different fight before you have a trilogy. Let's see if the trilogy makes sense. Let's, build some interest in the trilogy. Yeah, that's the only bad thing about Flyweight right now. The potential 3rd fight between these. The only, I think that's a bad move. Bad move. But Shevchenko is, and you know what? I'm not complaining. If she don't want to fight, then maybe they'll get somebody else. But if you lose the first 2 fights, I just don't get it. You don't have leverage. I kind of get what she's saying. But where was the first fight? Where was the first fight? T-Mobile Arena. That was neutral ground. That's neutral ground. That's in Nevada. And then, I've had it Mexican Independence Day. But, that's fair. I don't know. She just abruptly called for a fight in Kyrgyzstan. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Shevchenko wants. Does this make her seem like she needs a crowd advantage, hometown advantage? Does she feel like she needs the crowd to cheer her or to help her win? Is that what it comes off as? Like, hey, I want the crowd on my side. That could possibly put pressure on the judges to give me a close decision. So I don't know. I just don't like that. But hopefully they get something figured. Either have the trilogy get out the way or get somebody else in there. Another good thing, I see WMMA rankings is back in business. They're back in business. Hopefully they stay in business. Last time I tried to check their website, it was down. I will check to see if it's back up. Hopefully it's back up. And because I'm going to be more active on my WMMA channel. Another thing, I had a bunch of supporters in 2023 that I did not know about. I think I made a post about it, right? Let me see if I can pull it up. Because I couldn't believe it. Because I recently gained access to that, the website. I had lost my password, the username. Let me see if I can find this real quick. And I looked, I'm like, oh, snap. Let me see here. Yeah, here it is. Hopefully, everybody's cool with, I used their first name. Yeah, big shout out to all these individuals. Joe, Luna Jama, Julius, Nancy, Roland, Liz, my man Marquise in the building right now. Big shout out to you. Mariette, the brother man, longtime follower. Saley, Bruno, Donna, George. I felt a lot better, man. I felt appreciated. Y'all remember, I even said it on live. I didn't feel appreciated. I feel like people really didn't appreciate this content. And that's the big reason why I cut back on producing. Like, man, I'm out of here. Dealing with this racist sector of, it's largely racist and they don't appreciate my. But nah, man, I feel appreciated. And I'm going to increase my content output more like it used to be going forward. And this is just for the people that appreciate it. Right? Big shout out to everybody. I will leave it there. And hopefully see y'all on the next live stream.